now I gotta ride or die.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat of a 2008 Astra Nurburgring Edition VXR, a car that I wanted so badly when I was young, you have no idea. Now the prices are starting to go up. Let's go and see what this one is like. Running standard powered 255 brake horsepower from the factory. I am super excited today, but make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, but onwards to the B We're interrupting today's video to give a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Yes Auto. Yes Auto is the one-stop shop for buying any car, with an experience that's always easy and enjoyable. Navigating onto the website, you can select each brand that you want to look at, each model, and even down to colour variant. You can also select through the images, as well as looking at brand new cars in 360 degrees inside and out. I myself spend a lot of time just looking at cars for sale, so it's awesome to jump on the Yes Auto website to have a look at cars for sale. You can even do a smart search on new and used cars with an option to select cash price or monthly costs. Their aim is to make car buying easy and enjoyable. Yes Auto are the one-stop shop offering a simple, impartial way to configure and compare new and used cars from almost any manufacturer, with a whole load of clever tools and media content for total reassurance. Once again, a huge thank you to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video. There is a link in the description to the Yes Auto website. Thank you so much again to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video, but let's get back to the action. So the Astra VXR Nurburgring Edition, a low numbered 835 made in this Astra Nurburgring Edition, and this is number 222. Now, firstly, when I was younger, my mate bought one of these. I wanted one of these so bad, you have no idea. They were the coolest thing going. You know, 2011, 2012, 2013. One of my mates had one of these. It was a relatively new car back in the day, and I absolutely loved it. Now, these do come with white wheels on the white paint from the factory. The owner of this car has actually had it about 5 or 6 years. Bought for £4,000 way back when. Actually was up for sale for around £4,500 4 years ago. Now, if we're talking about prices straight away in this video, these are £8,000 for the one that I'm driving today, about 120,000 miles. And there is actually on eBay right now, if you have a look, there is an 80,000 mile one for £9,000. So they are on the up and up, these cars. If I remember correctly, the last time I looked, there was only around 500 or 600 actually left of these Nürburgrings. So yeah, built in low numbers, these Astra VXR Nürburgrings, and it means that those numbers are the only ones that are out, if that makes sense. There won't be another version, or at least model, of this Astra H VXR Nürburgring. That's the real talking point here. We will get onto the drive in a couple of seconds, because this drives like I don't remember them driving this well. And I know there's a lot of people out there like, oh, it's an Astra VXR, oh, everybody's got one of them, blah blah. This doesn't feel like the Astras that I've driven before. This feels very unique and very special in a weird way. And I mean special in a weird way because they didn't necessarily change too much of the suspension geometry in these Astra VXR Nürburgrings. It was, in theory, the same sort of car. A £1,500 option would get you the Astra Nürburgring pack, which was the checkered stripes fading over the roof. As you can see from the shots on this one, this is still wearing its original checkered stripes, so they are a bit faded and stuff the owner is going to go through. But this is his daily drive. He's been daily driving this car with literally no problems whatsoever for the past 5-6 years. So they are, you know, obtainable, definitely obtainable, but this one running standard power, the 255 brake horsepower from the factory that the Nurburgring Edition came with, it means that this car is usable. It's not throwing loads of power through it to the floor and it can't do it. It's 255 brake horsepower. There isn't torque steer, there isn't, you know, crazy amounts of push all over the road. And in fact, it's been a while since I've driven something tight and directional. It's very directional, this car. You can tip it right in and it will just let you throw it around a corner. There's no sort of lift off and worry from the rear end. It seems to be very, very planted. When you do say that something has been, you know, perfected at the Nürburgring, is what people love saying, that's one of these cars. But on the, you know, UK B roads, it makes complete sense. If you've ever been to the ring, I have been many times. It's a very, very phenomenal place, but you get a sense as to why, you know, manufacturers actually throw their cars around there. There is bumps, there is crests, there is all this sort of stuff that will unsettle a lot of cars. This doesn't get unsettled through the UK B roads. In fact, I think it copes with them really, really well. And the power delivery above 4,000 RPM just keeps giving. There's no sort of cap from the boost. It revs right round to, you know, 6,500 RPM, but it has the power all the way through. The gearbox, you know, the ratio is pretty good. You can still row through the gears quite easily, but it means that you can enjoy revving a car out. Even if you short shift, the torque is quite low down in the rev, I've found. So, you know, with that directional front end and the grip, you can throw this in third gear into a corner and come out the other side. You know, as the boost comes on, the grip levels will still be there and you can push right round and out of the corner. Something that I haven't experienced for a while in, you know, say a mid-noughties car. And in fact, it feels really, really good, this car. It might just be this one. It's got 122,000 miles on it. It has been loved and looked after, this car. Yes, there's a dent on it. Yes, the stripes and, you know, the checkered bits are fading, but this has no mechanical worries whatsoever. It has been serviced, it has been loved. It is, you know, entire ownership of the owner of this car, if that makes any sense. It's been absolutely cherished but daily driven. You bought it with 45,000 miles on it. It's now got 122. That sort of says a lot. For 8 grand, if you were to get yourself in one of these at the moment, you will see an increase in price in the not so distant future. I believe, just like the Mark 1 Focus RS is, just like, you know, various other front wheel drive manual hot hatches from this generation, you know, the mid noughties, say, or early noughties, they're all going to go up. And if it's a special edition version like this Nürburgring was, I've already seen them increase in price. You know, 4 grand these have gone up over, you know, the space of me really wanting one and looking at them and thinking, oh no, I won't get one. And then they've actually gone up, and in a minute there'll be 10, then there'll be 12, then there'll be less numbers, and then someone will put one up for 15 grand. And then so I will hark back and think, remember when they were 4 grand and I could have bought one? Damn, why didn't I buy one of them? The driving experience, that's what I'm really going to get onto, because that is really part of this car's charm. The Remus exhaust system, you know, little pops and bangs, nothing crazy, not like you see on certain remap pop and bang map things that you get these days. This is a nice subtle, you know, it only really happens in the higher revs. Again, this is completely standard. Yes, the engine bay looks like it's modified, but it's just got the blanked out crossover, so it creates a little bit more air. It hasn't been remapped, hasn't been put on a dyno, anything like that. But I tell you, it is responsive, it is enjoyable to drive. That front end is phenomenal to drive. Honestly, you can throw this car in and it is happy. It complies to your every push into a corner. Wasn't expecting that from this car, if I'm quite honest. I really wasn't. I've driven Astras, driven VXRs, They are very, very good cars. This one today, though, is taking my heart, I tell you. I'm so impressed with it. And the reality is, I wish I'd have bought one of these when I was younger. I wish I'd have bought one when they were, you know, 4 grand, 5 grand. I really do, because I wish I'd have experienced that and enjoyed it and then moved on. Now I have the lust for one, unfortunately. And I'm not saying I'm going to buy one. I'm not saying, you know, this is not what this video is all about. It's a feature of a car, a feature of a fantastic car that is hard to find, you know. There's 3 of them for sale right now, but that is, you know, relatively sought after. I think it's a sought after car, not for the general person, but for the VXR enthusiast. And one day, mark my words, I say this in loads of videos at the moment, mark my words, you will see one of these for sale, 15, 16 grand. The next time you look, there'll be 20. Mark my words, it's going to happen. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Call 911, I'm a killer.